Hey, what's up guys, just Boost here and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're doing another gameplay analysis of the Winner Box tournament, and as you can see, this time I will be piloting the very best deck in existence, Phantom Knight. The reason I am playing this deck today over Altergeist and Burning Abyss, which I've played in the previous two episodes, is primarily because I think this deck is just inherently very powerful. Just when you go first and you can just do the combo, you are very, very likely to win the game. And I really feel there's no particularly bad matchups for this deck right now. I mean, obviously, if you go second against Dragon Link, that's pretty rough, but it's not like it's unwinnable or anything. And I feel like Altergeist and Burning Abyss have more matchups which are actually a little bit rougher to beat. And Phantom Knight just consistently puts up a good, solid board with Dragoon as an Omni Negate. And I really like that. So, yeah, it's in a really good spot in, specifically in a more roguish meta. Because, you do pump out Dragoon and the deck is just inherently very powerful. You're not that dependent on what you draw or the trap card you draw and stuff like that. Which you are, of course, in decks like Altergeist and Burning Abyss. Because the engine on Phantom Knight just really puts in all the work. So yeah, that's the reason why I decided to go for this, and most likely we'll be playing this for the rest of the tournament, to be honest, depending on what happens in the format, of course. But yeah, let's just take a look at the list real quick. I'm playing a triple Ash Blossom as the only hand trap. This card just so generically good, or at least decent in every matchup, that I really feel like it deserves a place in pretty much every deck that plays any type of hand trap. So, yeah, I definitely don't think it is like a staple card. There's definitely cards you could play instead of this, maybe something like Dark Ruler, but, yeah, just Ash is just good in a roguish format, where lots of people are playing Eldlich, which is very popular, Dogma variants. So yeah, then I am playing, the BA package here, which is Seer, Grav, and Libic. I know Libic is, it's not a card everybody's playing in this deck, but it just helps you play through disruptions a lot better if you have to open Gref or Seer than when you don't. Because, of course, you can do all the combos if you draw the Seer or Gref. You just have to sequence them a little bit differently, but it definitely becomes a lot harder when you're playing against disruptions. Then I'm playing Triple Kagamusha Knight just to chain block the tour guide and just as an additional extender. I'm playing one of each of the Psychics, so one Tracker, one Wielder, and also the Emergency Teleport. Emergency Teleport, probably the best extender in the deck, since it doesn't require any type of set. You can just literally activate it and get a free body on board. And other than that, both of those just basically say if you have a level 3 monster on field, you can just summon them. And as you can see, all the engine cards in the deck are level 3. You can potentially even try to combo with Ash if you draw one of those. So yeah, then for the Phantom Knight lineup, I am playing double Cloak, one Gloves, double Boots, and triple Thorn Skills. Thorn Skills, of course, the card you always want to see. Just Thorn Skills on his own gets the entire combo started alongside one card in hand to discard, of course, for the effect. Then I'm playing double Cloak. For the grind game, basically, like on the second turn, you're always gonna want to resolve a second Cloak. And it's also good to have in deck in case your first Thorn skill gets stopped or they Ash the Cloak, which can of course happen. Then the one Ragged Gloves, you just need this for the combo. It's also just a good discard. If you open this with a level 3 extender, it's still full combo, etc. Double Boots. I know a lot of people are playing triple Boots, and I definitely think there's nothing wrong with that. But Boots, it's like a fake extender, right? It's only an extender if they hand trap your skills, and if you already have it in hand, that's nice. But if you don't have it, there's really no reason to have it doesn't contribute anything to the combo if you do happen to have the Boots already in hand. I mean, you can sequence it a little bit safer to play through hand traps, but that's basically it. So I'd rather just play more actual extenders like the Psychics or Kagamusha Knight than more Boots, but you do need to, just because like you need the second one on the second turn, basically. Then I'm playing Tour Guide. I mean, best normal summon in the game. So fun fact, I've played 3 decks in this series now, and all of them I have played Tour Guide, so that's pretty funny. Then I'm playing the Red Eyes engine here. The Fusion and Red Eyes and Dark Magician. I just really think this card's pretty necessary in this deck because it doesn't really put up any spell or trap negates. It just puts up monster negates if you're not playing this. So yeah. And Dragoon is just super oppressive, right? If they stop your combo, you can almost always just, link your 2 monster into Verta and then, go for that. I'm playing Carbon Grave, Emergency Teleport, Droplet as a going second card that just synergizes well with the strategy. Monster Reborn as a really good extender. I'm playing double Pot of Prosperity. Like, you could play 3, but then playing 42 cards, and I really want to play 40, but I also didn't want to play 1 pot, because that's just too random, right? I just think this card is very good in his deck, and I also think in the replay I'm gonna be showing you, you are gonna see that. Rota, obviously. I'm playing triple Twin Twister, actually, just because, you know, Schism is super popular right now, and this deck can't really beat Winda, which is also one of the reasons why I'm playing the Droplet, and then this also, of course, helps against Dragon Link, against the Tiding, which is nice. So yeah, and then for the defense of my traps / spells, I'm just playing traps, just Fog Blades and Shade Brigandine. I'm still not playing Requiem Dragon. I just don't think it's necessary. The board you make without the rank up is strong enough, in my opinion. Even though it does definitely have its uses, but at this point I'm not playing it. And then the side deck, I'm playing triple Droll, triple Nibiru against Dragon Link. This is mostly, but you know, Nibiru is good against any type of combo deck. Really, but you could make a choice to play Phantasme or something instead of this, because I do think Phantasme is quite strong in this format. And I'm playing a lot of back rate. I'm playing in the side alongside the Twin Twister in the main already. I'm playing 1 Feather Duster, triple Lightning Storm, and triple Red Reboot. This is the Netherlands. People are playing back row decks, and I just felt that it's basically necessary in this Netherlands format to play these cards. And then I'm playing triple Golden Match. This is really nice against Dinosaur and Prank Kids when you're going first. It's not even that bad against Dragon Link, and it's just a card you can put in the deck as a disruption for when your opponent draws Droplet or Dark Rooter against you, and then the 1 Order, which is basically the same reason, right? Only this shuts down those cards. So yeah, going through the extra deck really quick. We are playing the 1 Dragoon. We are playing 1 Zeus, just for going second, basically. It does really help break boards, and in the more late game it can also come up. Then I'm playing Nightmare and Redo as my level or rank 4s as choice. I tend to make this against combo decks, and then this against control decks for obvious reasons. The Levier for the combo, Double Break Sword, this does come up. Access Codes to go for game. Appaloosa, this does also come up in the combo. If you open Thornscale and Tour Guide with 2 extenders, you can actually do this plus the full board, which is very nice. Cherubim to get the combo started. IP, just in case I do happen to draw the Red Eyes Fusion, I go into this instead of the Anaconda. Unicorn helps you play through boards, and, you know, also for the IP. Then Link Spider for the combo, Verte, and of course the 1 Rusty. No reason to play more of that. So yeah, that's the deck list, guys. Let's check out the replay, and it is a nice one. Alright, guys, so first off, I'm playing against acquaintance or friend of mine, Kenneth here, who also has a YouTube channel actually, so I'm gonna be linking that in the description of this video. It's Mr. KM888. He also does Yu-Gi-Oh content, so definitely interesting for you. You might want to check that out. He hasn't been that active, but he might be uploading again, and you can always check out his old videos. But yeah, let's just get into the replay here. I do skillfully, as I am, win the rock, paper, scissors, which is nice, not gonna lie. 40 against my 41. So I haven't really seen Kenneth play that much. I wasn't really aware what he was playing, so let that be known. But yeah, let's check out the hand. I have Ragged Gloves, Thornscale, Fogblade, Ash, and another Thornscale, so the hand definitely fine. If he interrupts the Thornscale, I can just, you know, I am gonna pitch the Ragged Gloves, so I can definitely try to play, at least play with that. Then, but yeah, let's check it out. So I'm gonna go Thornscale, pitch the Ragged Gloves. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna show you his hand, by the way. So he is playing Dogmatica Eldlich, as you can see, with Servant, Gamma, Trap Trick, Ice Dragon Prison, and Dogmatica. Oh, so actually you're not seeing it is Eldlich, but it is Eldlich. And he has Gamma here, but he decides to hold it, which I definitely think is pretty clever. Because he sees I pitch the Ragged Gloves, and if he uses the Gamma here, I can still, you know, actually combo. So definitely smart on his part. However, you're gonna see it's gonna backfire a little bit, and you can probably already see why. But I definitely think he played it pretty well here. Gonna go Cloak, and he's just gonna go let everything through, basically. So I'm just gonna do the standard Fence Blight combo at boots. Link those off into Cherubini. Then go Cherubini, send Graf, bring out Seer, and then Seer is gonna, Graf's gonna bring out Seer, and then I'm gonna bench the boots to add Shade Brigandine to my hand, just in case he has something like Nibiru. I have this, and I can at least try to play a little bit more as an extender. I also could have added Fogblade, it doesn't really matter that much. Gonna bring out skills with his own effects. He's not gonna nip me. I'm gonna go into Levier. Levier is gonna bring back the Cloak. And then Seer is gonna bring out Gref. Cherubini and Graf are gonna link into Rusty Bardage, and before anyone asks, Graf doesn't die because that's Cherubini's effect. YMPA no die. Then Cloak's gonna boost up my Rusty, just because I can. Rusty effect is gonna send another Cloak. Like, basically the options were to send the second boots, which I obviously want in deck to add on the next turn, or send another Thorn skill, but I already have access to 2 Thorn skills, so I just decided to send a Cloak. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. I'm gonna go Gloves, send the Fog Blades. This way I will be able to set up Redoer with Shade Brigandine as material, which is of course very strong. Gonna go Rusty, pop the Breaksword here, then bring those 2 back. Then I'm gonna go link those Levier and the, what's it called, Cloak off into Verte Anaconda, and then I'm gonna go into Redoer here. And then I'm gonna activate Verte, send Red Eyes Fusion, and then he's like cost, and then he actually is gonna decide to Gamma here. So the thing is, what I'm gonna do here should be obvious. I'm gonna just chain Ash Blossom so that the Gamma stays in hand. Which is a little bit annoying because it means I won't be able to freely activate my effects depending on what deck he is playing, of course. However, it does mean I get to put my Red Eyes Dark Dragoon on the field, which is of course very strong. And the best thing about it, to be honest, is like if he did it earlier and I like hypothetically would have been forced to Ash, after that he just has the Gamma in hand and it's not a hard monster per turn, so you could have just activated it on any monster effect I would have activated after that point, and that would have really screwed me up. So I kind of think he got punished for playing out correctly here, but that happens sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I'm actually not gonna set the Fog Blade. The reason for this is I want to keep it in hand as a discard for the Dragoon so that I can set up Pop with my Rusty. Because when I discard the Fog Blade, I will have a Fog Blade engraved to bring back my Breaksword, and then when I can just at any point banish the Fog Blade since it is a trap to summon the Breaksword to the points that Rusty is pointing at, and then pop a card on my opponent's field. He's gonna draw Haquiro, so I guess decent draw. His hand is pretty good anyway. He's gonna go activate Servant. I obviously, oh by the way, I decided to not activate my Redoer in the standby phase, I wonder why. He's gonna go Servant, pitch Untus, and then he's actually gonna pop my Rusty, which I'm not sure about. Maybe it would have been better for him to pop the Redoer, because then I would have potentially have to change the Redoer and then he could Gamma that, and then at least the Redoer is gone. But he's gonna opt to pop the Rusty, so yeah, and then he's gonna just set all his traps, not opting to summon the Ecclesia to just keep the Gamma as a negate in hand. And then of course he also knows I have Fog Blade, so there's really no point in summoning Ecclesia. So I do know I have to play against the punishment now. I obviously am not aware he does have Trap Trick and Ice Dragon's Prison as well. Prison particularly strong in this deck. It's also gonna function as the out for Dragoon, of course, in combination with Gamma, as you're gonna see. Because he's gonna go target Dark Magician, I'm gonna have to chain the Red Eyes and then he can just Gamma me, and then, you know, that sucks. I pick up Droplet here, which is not very good in this matchup. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to start playing here, just hoping I can OTK him through the back row. But as soon as he flipped this, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna actually succeed. I could have potentially just tried to attack, but I figured I would just try to bait his stuff, and then because I do have a lot of grave setup, I can potentially, if he gets rid of my cards, I can even like chain Fog Blade so that the Fog Blade goes to grave, bring out the Rusty, and then start playing from there. I do still have access to cards like Unicorn and Axis Code in the extra deck. So that was kind of my plan. He's gonna go Ice Dragon Prison on the summon, and I'm gonna chain the Dragoon, pitching the Fog Blade to get the Fog Blade in the grave to get back my Rusty, because what I want to do actually is eventually bring out Rusty in this zone, then link those off into Unicorn, and then spin something away and draw a card as well, which would be very nice. But he's obviously gonna chain the Gamma here, so. And then he's actually also gonna chain the Punishment on my skills, which definitely, I mean, I can see why, but yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna banish my guys because I know that's what he wanna do. And then, kind of lucky for me, he's actually gonna forget to trigger his Untus here. I suppose he would have activated on the Redoer, and I would have just changed the Redoer, and it wouldn't have changed that much, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think it would have changed anything, really. Or maybe it would. No, it wouldn't have changed anything, I think. So, yeah, a little bit of misplay there, but I don't think it will matter much for the end of the game. I'm gonna go Fog Blade since he's in the grave now to bring back my Rusty, and that's also gonna trigger my Thorn Skills effect, but he's gonna chain Trap Trick to set Torrential. So, yeah, at this point he's like, so do you want to trigger your Thorn Skill as well? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. And then on the Summon of Rusty, he's just going to flip the Torrential. Of course, I'm going to chain the Redoer. And what I'm going to do here is pretty funny. I'm going to chain the Redoer to also put the Driver back to his deck. So at this point, I just know he has one set card, which is very likely a trap that he cannot activate since he is under Trap Trick. And then he just has the Ecclesia in hand, and he will be top-decking Driver, so we'll be in a very good position. But I'm going to make... I'm not even sure if you can call it a misplay, but... I'm going to play it really safe, basically, which you're going to see now. I'm going to go Cloak, Search Boots, bring out the Thorn Skill, and then I'm going to go Special the Boots. Going into Break Swords, and what I'm gonna do here, I just want to get rid of his last set, just in case it's like another Ice Dragon Prison, or maybe a Strike or something. What I want to do is I want to go into Zeus after attacking, and I just don't really want to lose out my Zeus next turn to his trap card. So I'm just gonna opt to set it, even though I knew if it was some kind of Eldlich or Golden Land card, that would mess up my Driver stack strategy. But it is what it is. I'm gonna swing with the Break Sword, send a Droplet, since I know it doesn't really have much use against his deck, and then go into Zeus. That's just gonna be my turn here, so still, it's still looking pretty good for me. He's of course gonna set the Sanguine from his deck, which means Driver is no longer the top of his deck, which is a little bit of a shame. He's gonna draw a card. I'm gonna opt to actually activate my Redoer here. And actually, I do equip the Driver. Like, I could have opted to not do it and, you know, just not lose the Gamma, but then my Redoer wouldn't be able to jump away from his, what's it called? The Golden Lord. Or put it to the top deck with a trap under it, so yeah. He's gonna go some the Ecclesia. And I was thinking, like, is there any point in doing the Fogblade, since I will be doing Zeus in the end phase very likely anyway. But then was like, I might as well, because maybe he's not gonna threaten, like, set a lot of cards, and then I will be sending the Fogblade with the Zeus anyway, so. He's gonna bring out the Golden Lord here. I'm of course gonna jump away with my Redoer. He's gonna set a card, and at this point, I just win the game, right? Because I'm gonna send this entire field, and very funny thing here, the only way I do not win the game here actually is if I draw my third Thorn Skill, because I need it to, I basically just need a card to discard from the Unicorn I'm gonna be making later in the turn to get rid of both his trap card and then later the Golden Lord. And if I draw the Thorn Skill, I won't have a discard folder for the Unicorn. Or I won't have an additional monster to go for Axis. Well, actually now that I think about it, it didn't really matter. I could have still gone for game, but my field would have been a little bit not as good as it is right now, which obviously doesn't matter if it's a game, right? But it is 100% game. I'm gonna go just Fogblade, bring out a Break Sword, and then trigger Thorn Skill's effect. Gonna draw Tracker here, which is fine. I'm just going to Redoer because I can. Then go for Cloak here to add Thorn Skills to my hand, which is the last target in the deck, I might add. Triggering my other Thorn Skills, I'm gonna link both Thorn Skills off into IP. I just need a different name to go into Unicorn, basically. Go into Unicorn, pitch the Thorn Skill. He's of course gonna chain the Sanguine, and at this point I can just basically link any of my monsters with the Unicorn into Access Code Talker, and it will be game. But I'm gonna opt to just summon the Tracker here and go into Access Code anyway. So like I said, it actually didn't matter, but yeah, this is why I didn't have to link off my Zeus or my Redoer. Not that it mattered, but yeah. Going into the second game, my opponent is gonna go first, and you saw my side deck. There's a lot of back row hate in the deck at this point, and I do have, I did hard draw Feather Duster. He's gonna go open Extravagance, draw a bunch of cards, and then he's just gonna set 4. My hand is like, it's good actually, just because those two random level 3s and the Shade Brigade will eventually allow me to go for almost full combo, which is pretty funny. Not the actual full combo, but like almost there. But yeah, hopefully what I want to do is just get rid of his background, then set up Rusty and Dragoon, and then at that point against 2 cards I feel like I should probably win. I'm gonna draw Lightning Storm off the top, which is definitely a very nice top deck here. But in standby phase he's gonna flip a point with the Red Lotus. And he shows me his hand, which was Golden Lord and the Mice, actually, Card of the Mice, so pretty interesting. Which does mean that if I do get rid of all his back row here, he can just basically discard the Golden Lord with something and then go like the Mice, draw 3 and set more back row again. Which is pretty strong, I do have to admit. He's gonna go get rid of the Lightning Storm here with the pointer, but that means I still have Feather Duster, which I'm obviously gonna do. But he does have Judgment here, so I mean, it is what it is. So at this point, I'm like, okay, there's a couple things I can do. I can go for Prosperity and try to dig for like a starter, like Tour Guide or Thornskill. Or what I can do is try to dig for another Lightning Storm, Twin Twister, or Red Reboot. And eventually I'm gonna opt to try to do the last one. And since I figured if I actually got to Lightning Storm, Twin Twister, or Red Reboot, I would just have game. That would be GG right there. So I'm gonna actually just banish all the cards in my extra deck I don't feel like I need. Like the second Break Sword I'm gonna banish Zeus, Unicorn, IP. I'm gonna keep Link Spider, I think, so I can go into Verta potentially with the Shade Brigadine. I'm gonna banish Appaloosa and Nightmare, so I'm gonna banish 6 cards to just optimize my chance at seeing one of my back row hate cards. And as you're gonna see, I'm gonna hit Tour Guides, Thornskill, Call by the Grave, Lightning Storm, Monster Reborn, and Tour Guides. So pretty nice. Gonna pick up the Lightning Storm, of course, so I can just Lightning Storm the remainder of his back row and then just game him. That's the plan anyway. Even though I do half damage, this will still be game. But the thing is, he does have another Judgment. And at this point, I'm like, okay, if his last card is like an actual back row, like Ice Dragon's Prison or Torrential Tribute, and I do commit my cards here, I will just get wrecked by his Golden Lord and the Demise. So I thought for it a little bit, and I figured, okay, I'll just wait, I'll pick up the Lightning Storm from my hand, and then he already wasted 2 Judgments, so the odds of him getting the third one the next turn are not that high, and then potentially next turn I can just Lightning Storm him anyway, and then finish off the game with the cards I already have in my hand. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna end turn, pick up the Lightning Storm. And so just show both hands here. He does pick up Trap Trick from the top of his deck. But he really needs the Judgment, and he knows that. So he's actually, his last card turned out to be Strike, so I could have just gained him last turn. But obviously there was no way for me to know that. So he's just gonna pitch the Trap Trick with the Golden Lord to get rid of Strike, so he can draw 3 from the Demise. And as you can see, he's just gonna pick up Skill Drain, Ice Dragon Prison, and Golden Land, which will all lose to the Lightning Storm plus the cards I already have in my hand. So that's just gonna be the game there. So yeah, pretty clean 2-0 victory for the Phantom Knight strategy. Definitely was lucky I got to go first in the first game. But yeah, that's just Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, we're still in the tournament. 2-1 score at this point. Yeah, I think that was it, guys. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, as always. I mean, if you want to leave a comment, you're free to do that as well. Obviously, I do enjoy getting comments and responding to those. My channel is still fairly small, so I do respond to almost all of them. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!